Hey everybody, Alex here, out of the Park 23 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, episode number 17, and you guys are looking at a different way to start the video than what you're probably used to, looking at a game on screen right now, and there's a very good reason for that. I want to hide something here from you guys. Here's the stage, though. I'm going to put up a graphic right now of the standings. We are in game, what you are looking at now, and I've played this game out, so I know the result of it, but you do not know currently, is game 163 of the 2027 MLB season. The Pittsburgh Pirates and St. Louis Cardinals are tied at the top of the division, and because I forgot to turn the tiebreaker rules off, which went into effect, new ones for the divisional and seeding this year, we are playing for the NL Central. As you guys see, Pirates and Cardinals both with 93 wins on screen. So it'll take 94 to decide who will take the Central and win the division. So let's play through this game. I know what happened. You guys don't. So let's show the highlights from game 163. We'll start things off with the Pirates pitching. That is Alec Marsh on the hill. And again, winner-take-all scenario. Both teams 93 and 69 on the year. And so who comes out on top? So you guys can already tell we are in the postseason. I will let you know that right off the top. But the question is, who takes the Central and not having to play in the wildcard game? And Gavin Sheets down the line in right, and he will get a double with no outs. So Gavin Sheets, former White Sox, doing well with us. Yolbert Sanchez, there's going to be some differences you guys see in lineups, but Yolbert Sanchez to the gap and to the wall with a 2 RBI double with 2 outs on a 2-2 count for the Pirates' first runs of the game. And again, you're going to see some different names. I promise I'm kind of, it wouldn't be Tarantinoing it, I guess, but I'm doing the order here a bit differently because I don't want to spoil a bunch of things that actually happens that are relevant for our outcome in next episode here. But Stephen Kwan, look at Stephen Kwan here. Gone, clear the deck, cannonball coming. Not a lot of power, but Stephen Kwan shows it there. I think it's only his 5th home run of the season, something like that, over the Clemente wall. It's 3-0 in this game, 163. We go to top 6 here, runner on first. Alec Marsh still in the game on a 2-2 count. And that's Harrison Bader, a little dribbler. And they're going to throw it away, throw it into the outfield. And so the error is going to put runners on second and third. That error is going to be on Gallagher, the catcher. And now Paul Goldschmidt will come in on a 1-2 count. And he will rope that into right at the feet of the right fielder, and 2 runs will score. Goldschmidt will advance to second on the throw, and now it's 3-2. The PNC crowd getting a bit more anxious over this game. Jordan Walker, full count with 1 out. He'll strike out. In this game that decides who wins the Central, Alberto Guerrero in now. And that one's going to be hit into left. We are actually now top 7. So a leadoff single for the Cardinals. Bring up Dalton Varsho. And I can't wait to tell you guys about this season, all the highs, all the lows, but I want to start with this game. 1 away. Tying run at first. That one hit well to center. Reynolds going back right in front of the track, in front of the Pirates bullpen. Makes the catch. We'll go bottom 7. Runner on second, no out for Gallagher, the catcher, the veteran. Taking over for Elias Diaz this year. And Gallagher in the center. Bader can't make the play. And Gonzalez is going to score to push the game 4-2. Pirates lead. Now bottom 8, still 4-2. Brian Reynolds at the plate. And he'll hit that strongly out towards the notch. And that one's gone over the bullpen. What a rocket shot by Brian Reynolds. 4-13, a crucial insurance run. Still bottom 8. Bases empty for Cam Gallagher. And he'll hit that down the line past the third baseman into the corner. That'll be extra bases for Gallagher. coming on strong as the Pirates catcher the second half of this season. But we'll go top 9. I think there was an extra run that came in there. Didn't show this in the highlights, apparently. I'm looking at this for the first time. But set the stage here. Top 9, 2 out, 1 on. It is going to be Andrew Schultz, our closer / stopper against Dalton Varsho. Here's the pitch with the shift on. And that one dribbled. Arroyo has its steps on the bag, and the Pirates win the game. They win the Central. The Pittsburgh Pirates are division champs, and they are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2015. All right, let me bring you back to the here and now. It is September 24th, 2027. As you guys can see, the Pittsburgh Pirates have done, I don't want to say the impossible, I don't want to say the unthinkable, but something I did not expect. And you see the standings here, 94 wins, the second most in the entire NL. More than the Dodgers, more than the Padres, more than the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Braves. Really strong season for this team overall. And just to go back, just say a month ago, 77-60, right there. St. Louis had such a hot start this year. Go back to July, 60-48, 6.5 back. Go back to June, 9.5 back. I mean, the Cubs totally fell off. I mean, they were abysmal down the stretch. 13-16 in August, 8-12 in September. Just total collapse. And for the Pirates, really coming on strong here at the last 2 months. 17-12 in August, 14-6 of red hot September, and just really good pitching, some timely hitting overall. Won our last 5 games of the year, including game 163. Those were against Milwaukee, some of them, most of them, but still, wins are wins, and we're happy to see it happen. Any margin for error would have not allowed for game 163 to happen. So I want to talk about injuries. There are some critical and key ones that hurt my soul, and you guys probably already see them listed here. Delfin Ramirez got hurt September 1st, strained PCL, out 5 weeks. If we make some sort of miraculous, knock on wood, World Series run, then maybe he could return, but it looks very unlikely. The big one, though, that really hurt me, Brian Hayes, August 5th, right after the trade deadline, too. Our depth at third base is not good, and so he was having a career year, and then tears a labrum in his shoulder, running the bases, sliding into a base, and now he's just trying to get back for 2028, which will be very borderline based on rehab assignment and time missed, and going to likely miss spring training, so may not see him until, I don't know, late April of next year, which is far from ideal, but that one's going to hurt a lot. It's really damaged our offense, had to really shuffle some pieces around. Yolbert Sanchez, now our starting third baseman, brought up Corbett Vivas to try to round 2. He had a really tough start to the year. This is going to be a longer video if you guys couldn't tell already. He was a bit better later as he kind of had a second stint here with the Pirates, so we're trying to figure that out. Pitching-wise, we're in good shape overall. You guys saw the trades we made. One of them, the only one that's been on the roster the entire time since making the trade, was Davis Martin from Oakland, and he was fantastic. 8 starts, well under a 3.0 ERA, 157 ERA plus. He was just fantastic. So that has worked out very well for us. The other player, Joey Bart, he came up with us briefly, but now he's on the playoff roster because he is just the better option than Elias Diaz. Had 2 starts for us, small sample size, all that kind of stuff. But team chemistry was huge, and I think one big reason why the Pirates have been successful and went on this fantastic run. It is maxed out. One weird thing, though, I can't get the coaching staff to be happy. This is about as happy as they're going to be content, but whatever. Made it. It works. It's all good there. Just to go through the notables here. Ryan Reynolds, a very strong season. Red hot September. He was kind of a little disappointing for a while, most of the season, and then September hit 319, a 182 WRC plus, so a big reason why this team made that really strong push at the end to not only capture a playoff berth, but also win the Central. The one guy we looked at, if you think back to the offseason, Young-Ho Lee, grandson of Win, who I was going to sign if Reynolds did not end up coming back to me and signing, ended up being an amazing player. He's hurt, he's had some injury issues, but this dude hit 355. I mean, he won the batting title in the AL, had the best average in all of baseball. 355 on average, 415 on base percentage, a 150 WRC plus. Kind of regretting in some sense, I guess, re-signing Brian Reynolds, but who would have guessed it? He had no resume. I mean, he was just a total unknown coming out, and you didn't know. I mean, I had no idea what he was going to do or be, and he's been very good for Boston, but he's also had some injuries, and Boston, as they hit the wrong button there, Boston had a good year. They won 93 games, which they should when they have probably the MVP of the AL, or one of them, candidate in Lee. Anyway, to Pittsburgh, just some notable names here. James Wood, second stint with us. It's been better. He's going to be a power guy for us, really replacing Delphin Ramirez, who I know is listed as a second baseman, primarily playing first base for us this year. Nick Gonzalez, terrible in the field, excuse me, but good with the bat, and we'll take it. Good captain overall. Stephen Kwan, not as good of a year, but decent still, as expected. Edwin Arroyo, fantastic season for him. 4.5 WAR season, 111 WRC plus, great in the field, which we knew. 7.2 zone rating for shortstop, so really impressive. Probably won't replicate those numbers again, hitting 280. I mean, he was second on the team in average. Our batting average collectively is second in baseball. There's no one guy that sticks out. Hayes was hitting really well before his injury, but just consistently no guy that was hitting super poorly. Even Kim Gallagher, and it's hard to find a good catcher. A good season for a catcher overall. 2.5 WAR season, 90 WRC plus, hit 260, 5 home runs, 21 doubles. Good defensively. I'm pretty happy with that for $1.6 billion. Really cheap to get good production. But really the anchor of this team is the pitching staff. Christopher Cruz. I don't know if he'll win a second Cy Young. That's probably asking for a lot. There's plenty of competition this year, but 2 All-Stars. Deserves to win Cy Young. Certainly will not be surprised or mad about that by any means, but fantastic. He was hurt for a little bit, but he got back, and he's good now. Dylan Lesko, I think we had talked about him briefly in the last video, just after July, and he came up and was really good for us as well. So, former first-round pick. Pitching like it. Luis Abito has been excellent as well. Those are the 3 pillars of our pitching staff, and the bullpen has been fantastic. You take a look at the numbers here. 3rd in starters ERA, 3rd in bullpen ERA, and 1st in FIP, fielding independent of pitching. So some notable bullpen guys here. Nick Mears, 153, ERA plus. Jason Foley had been hurt, had setbacks, but 129 ERA plus in relatively limited action. Andrew Schultz, 256 ERA plus, should be a reliever of the year. There is such an award type of thing. Denny Bentley, a really strong year overall. Much of the same we talked about in the last video, so nothing crazy. I don't know if Martin's going to be a number 4 pitcher or out of the pen. I kind of have to play with that to see how the schedule looks once we get to our playoff situation. So speaking of which, let's talk about playoffs. No playoff game today. What I am going to do is, and I should have, I'll have this pinned in the comments so you guys remember. Sometime this weekend, let's go. Yeah, we're going to go Friday night. I'll have the time posted later, probably say 8 p.m. Eastern time. There'll be something scheduled far in advance. I will do a live stream of our playoff game and playoff situation, probably the first series, the NLDS it would be. And we'll play that out, and we'll see how that goes and have a lot of fun. Here is the playoff tree, you guys. I should have pulled this up a moment ago. So the Pirates are off. We're waiting. We're going to play the winner of either the Padres or the Dodgers. The Mets will get the Braves or the Cardinals. Mets were the best team in baseball this year with 105 wins. So it won't be easy. Whoever we're facing, the Padres, amazing team with crazy power. Fernando Tatis Jr., 61 home runs. I don't know what you do about that guy, but it's not just Tatis. It's Machado. It's Grisham, Abrams, Cronenworth hits for average. I mean, yeah, the pitching staff is not the best, but it looks pretty solid. Tom Cosgrove is fantastic. So, I mean, that's going to be a challenge, obviously. Then the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They still won, ho-hum, 90 games. Shohei Ohtani is still ridiculous as a pitcher and a batter. Bellinger still sims well overall. Mookie Betts, top of the order. I mean, he didn't have a great year, but it's still a really good year for most players. Will Smith behind the plate. I mean, just a ton of home runs overall. The pitching staff probably not as great. They really have this guy is not as bad as a 40 overall would look, so he's probably actually decent, but has not pitched much for them. So I guess, I'm just happy to be in the race, but I guess I would prefer the Dodgers, but I'm not really trying to wish anything because it's going to be a challenge either way. But again, Pirates, best-of-5 series in the NLDS against either the Padres or the Dodgers. So that's where things stand. Let's go Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live stream. It'll be scheduled up in advance. I'll have a good little graphic for it, and you can come hang out and watch the Pirates play. In real life, Brian Reynolds wants out, and they signed Carlos Santana, which was fine. It was a good signing, but it gets overshadowed pretty quickly by Reynolds wanting out. He does not want out in real life. He actually asked me for an extension. I probably will not give him one because he wants too much money, and I don't have the money. $27 million over 6 years, $163 million total. No, not gonna happen. I don't have that kind of. I mean, maybe I could afford it, but not gonna happen overall because we have our first-round pick this past year, tearing it up in the minors, in Nick Dial. 11th overall pick in 2026, a 156 WRC plus, and he slumped towards the end as well. Nick Dial did. He's going to be up probably for opening day next year, so we will get a comp pick for Brian Reynolds. But we're putting all that aside. Let's focus on playoffs right now. That's really all that matters. So we'll see. I'm excited. You guys can see the team history here. If you follow the series along, you guys know we've been bad. I mean, we've been playing like the real world Pirates this entire time, which is not fun. Try to escape the actual Pirates and then get into a video game of my own world and creation and then just be as miserable, which is not fun to do. And so you guys see here, first playoff appearance since 2015, that 98-win Pirates team. First time they've won the Central, I suppose, since been a long time, 1992. The old, won't mention how that series ended with a certain Atlanta Brave, but yeah, it's a lot of history here. So slow progression. 2022, first year of the sim, 78-84. Not a bad year. Oh, I'll finish second place in the Central somehow. And then 2023, bad. 2024, bottomed out a 60-win team. Really disappointing season. Got some bad luck overall, but still, bad is bad. 2025, improvement, 16-game jump. 2026, a winning season. No playoffs, but a winning season. Good end to that year. And it parlayed itself into 2027, 94 wins. Again, the most since that 2015 team. First NL Central title in, at this point, it would have been 35 years or so. So, really excited for this one. Excited to share this one with you guys. I don't know what's going to happen. Certainly, we're not favorites overall, but we're just happy to be in the dance. The Mets, it's a tough NL. Mets, Padres, Dodgers, the AL. Looking pretty strong as well. Cardinals in this as well as the other NL Central representatives. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Just going to play with house money, and this is a team with a good pitching staff, and they'll keep us in it, hopefully, and we'll go from there. So one last call out, and again, I'll have this in the community tab and pinned on this video and mention this some other places, I'm sure. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Live stream of at least, we'll advance and see who we're playing and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll play at least the NLDS and play that whole series out. And maybe if there's an elimination game, we won't, but probably we'll play that series out. It probably will take some time to work through and go from there. So really excited to see where the season ends up. And hopefully you guys can join us for the live stream and root on the Bucko. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you soon.